Welcome to Applied Logics. In this video, we will write a program to check if the input year is a leap year or not. Okay, so for example, if you receive an year as a 2022, you have to say that this is not a leap year. Let's take one more example. If we received an input year as a 2000, in that case, our program should say this is a leap year. Okay, so let's see how we can implement it in a Java. I'm creating a solution file for that. I'm giving a name as a solution.java to it. Okay, so you can see a public class solution here. So let's go ahead and add a main method, that is public static void main, and I'm passing string array as arguments to it. Okay, now here we will take an input from a user for the year of his or her own choice. Okay, so for taking input I need to make use of a scanner. So I'll be taking user input. Okay, and for that I'm making use of a scanner. So let's import scanner first. So I'm importing import java.util.scanner. Okay, now you can make use of that scanner over here, like scanner esc. You're creating a new object of it. New scanner, and with each scanner you have to specify from where you want to read it. Okay, that is the source. So currently we will be reading it from the terminal, and that's the reason I am using system.in. Okay, perfect. Now let's take that year from the user. So I am creating one input variable called as an integer year to hold the number which is returned by the user or provided by the user. So I will take it in this format like sc.nextInt, and I will store it inside a year. Okay, I'll be creating a function called as isLeapYear, which will return me whether the given year is a leap year or not, and I will pass year to that function. Okay, so the result of this function would be a boolean, like is it either true or false. Okay, so I'll be creating a variable called as result, and whatever output I receive from the isLeapYear function, I'll going to assign it to the result, and here I will see if result. Okay, so what does that mean? If result is true, I will simply say that the given year is a leap year. Okay, so I will print it using system.out.print at new line. I will say leap year. Okay, else once you receive false out of this function, you will say that the given year is not a leap year. So you will simply put like system.out.print at new line, and you will say not a leap year. Okay, fine. So till this point we received input from the user. We use scanner for that, and we pass this year to a function which we will define shortly. And once we receive a result from that particular function, we are checking. If we return true, it means the given year is a leap year. If we receive false, it means the given year is not a leap year. So let's go ahead and implement the function, that is leap year. So again, I'll be creating a function with public static. So instead of a void, it will be boolean return type. As my function will be returning true or false, the return type has to be a boolean. And yes, the name would be isLeapYear, and it will receive an integer. I will simply say year. Okay, so this function will receive an integer which is basically an year, and it will store it inside a year parameter. Okay, now if you look at the how we identify whether a given year is a leap year or not, there is one basic condition, that is divisible by 4, right? So every leap year is divisible by 4, and the year which is not divisible by 4 is not not a leap year. So let's add that condition first. Okay, so I will simply say if year mod 4 exactly equals to 0, here there is a probability that the given year is a leap year. Okay, but if the year is not divisible, not perfectly divisible by 4, in that case we are pretty sure that the given year is not a leap year. So in that case we can say that we can return false, because we are sure, right? If the year is divisible by 4, then only it is a leap year, else it is not a leap year. Now the reason I haven't returned true out of it is that there is a special handling for the centuries. So for example, 100 is a century, right? Then again 1400 is a century, 1700 is the century, your 2000 is a century, right? So these, all of these numbers are divisible by 4, right? But only few of them are leap years and few of them are not. For example, 1700 is not a leap year, but 2000 is a leap year. Now how we can handle these situations? Okay, so as I said, for the centuries, right? So how you can define a centuries condition? It is like that: if year is perfectly divisible by 100, then it is a century, right? If year is perfectly divisible by 100, then the given year is a century. If it is not, if the year is not perfectly divisible by 100, then it is not a century, right? So in that case we can simply say that given year is a leap year, because if you receive something other than the century, for example 2020, right? So this is not a century, but it is divisible by 4. So in such scenarios you can say that your else part will get executed and you will simply say that the given year is a leap year. Now let's take a closer look at for centuries block. Now if once you understood that the given year is a century, now you have to define whether the year is a leap year or not leap. Okay, so for that there is one more special case, and which is divisible by 400. If the given year is perfectly divisible by 400, means if the given century is perfectly divisible by 400, then only that year is a leap year. Okay, then only that year is a leap year. Else, if the given century is not divisible by 400, in that case you can say that the given year is not a leap year. Okay, so this is the implementation for the is leap year. Let's go ahead and test our implementation. I'm removing the comment so that it will look pretty neat and clean. Okay, perfect. Now let's go ahead and run our code. I'll be opening the terminal, and okay, here you can see initially I have only solution.java file. Now once I compile the code, the way we compile it is like javac space your solution.java. Okay, it will create a .class file. Here you can see that we received a solution.class file, and let's run the code. So you have to run it with a java command and then space solution. Now it is waiting for the user input. So let's add first input like 2022. It is not a leap year. Correct. Let's try one more. Let's say let's add one century, that is 1600. It is a leap year. Yes, our code also says that it is a leap year. Let's try one more with one more century, which is not a leap year. So ideally 1700, that is 17th century, wasn't a leap year. So check, yes, our code says the given year is a non-leap year. Okay, so this is the function which will help you to identify whether the input year is a leap year or not. If you have any doubt around these conditions, feel free to add your doubts or questions into the comment section. We will try to answer these questions. Thank you.